Hey, would you say it with me, please? I mean, would you say it with me, please? Folks, it's game week.
You are looking live.
And as they say here in West Virginia, spot the ball and play like your hair's on fire.
They still say that?
Yeah.
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 Rich still say that?
Yeah.
Nah, he really doesn't.
Well, it's out there. Yeah.
It's out there, but
yeah,
I don't
he
think he doesn't say it a whole lot.
I think everybody kind of knows about spot the ball.
You think everyone knows about spot the ball?
Yeah.
There's kids out here going to see this game Saturday weren't even alive when he was last out there spotting that ball. If you're 15 years old and you're sitting in the stands on Saturday, you weren't in the world when Rich was spotting that ball and playing like your hair's on fire. That's all I'm saying. So let's name this show Spot the Ball, folks. It's game week. 3 guys before the game is brought to us by GoMart. Get that GoMart rewards card. Go to GoMart.com for details. Make sure if you're coming up for the game on Saturday, even if you're not, go get your fuel. Get that GoMart app because it's like money in your pocket. Just like ching, ching, ching all the time.
Just used it yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, once you get to a certain point, you get free soft drinks and coffee in there. So I had one ready to expire. Had to go in for some other things we'll talk about later in the show. I just got to take a little free soft drink there. Thank you. Thank you, GoMart.
I stopped at one the other day.
Oh, yeah?
I sent you a picture.
You sent us a picture. It was nice. Where were you?
Summersville.
That was Somersville. 3 guys brought to us by Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com. We're heading into one of the great boating times of the season right now. We're getting to that stretch where if you go on the boat, you don't have to put on SPF 1000.
Underrated fall boating.
Yes, fall boating good. 3 guys brought to us by Tudor's Biscuit World. Start your day the homemade way with a Tudor's biscuit. Those 3 new sauces are going wild right now. We'll talk more about those coming up, but they're having great success with those 3 new sauces that they've debuted. 3 guys brought to us by Comax Business Systems, keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, and efficient for 25 years. Visit ComaxWV.com. By Jan Dills, attorneys at law. They won't take no for an answer. They simply will not take no for an answer. Jan Dills, attorneys at law. And by Conley CPA Group, providing value beyond numbers. We'll get into some of those numbers coming up. So normally, excuse me touching my microphone, normally, I guess if we were like a real podcast, like I would go back in and post-production and like edit out me touching the microphone, but like this is live to tape.
Just roll.
We're just raw.
Roll. Keep going.
We're just
live.
like raw. We're just raw. Run the thing. So in a normal game week, even though it's game week, in a normal game week starting next week after you play a game, this would be our Sunday recap. Mm-hmm. And then Thursday we will preview. Mm-hmm. And because this is the first week, obviously nothing this past weekend, but what we're going to do is talk about the expanse of what college football has become, the significance. I don't think you could over talk over. That's not what I don't think you could spend too much time talking about the historical significance of what is about to happen. It is unbelievable. And I went over to the Beanie Bowl on Friday. Went to the Beanie Bowl, and I stayed on the sideline, walked in through the tunnel. Team was already going, and I was in the end zone, and I looked down the sideline, and this is like true game, right? This is as close to a dress rehearsal game as you're going to have. Rich has got the headset on. Rich is walking the sideline, and I'm just looking at it going like, this is really happening. Like, he's back. Like, I don't know if, like, last time we were on the show and I talked about Pat White walking around the stadium with his weighted vest on. And then I'm looking at Rich down the sideline, and here's Rich Rodriguez coaching the Mountaineer football team on the
17 years later.
17 years later. It's kind of like, it's stuff that happens in movies. You know, they put the graphic up and they go like, it's a black screen, white letters, and says 17 years later. And then it dissolves in, and here's like Rich walking down the sideline. Rich would, if this were a movie, they would make Rich look older than 17 years, because he still looks like Rich walking up and down. So it doesn't look like 17 years later. It really doesn't. But I'm watching him going like, This is on. This is happening. Refs are out there. He's having conversation with the referee. He's moving. He's rich being rich.
And that was the Beanie Bowl. You
That
didn't
was
have
the Beanie
people in
Bowl.
the stands. There weren't 60,000
There's
people.
about 50 people in the
Yeah,
stands.
there was not 60,000 that there'll be Saturday.
Yeah.
55, whatever it'll be.
Yeah, but they had everything going. The music was on. All the signage in the stadium was on. Everything was like, it was like for real, except it wasn't for real. But that to me was a moment. I had two moments last week, the Pat White and then the Rich walking down the sideline. And I say all of that because it will only go to like the 50th power of that on Saturday when they actually do come onto the field, and Rich is going to run out there and the place will be going bananas. And it's a moment that has never existed in the history of Mountaineer football, in which obviously a coach comes back and has gained not only just this unbelievable amount of attention here in state, but nationally this weekend. You could see some things. Rich is rich, man. Like Ross Dellinger wrote a big-time story about Rich's return last week. Kirk Herbstreit, called West Virginia's best head coach new hire in the offseason. You had Belichick in there, among others. And he said, Rich is the best new hire among these coaches. So the momentum and the push, in radio we use a VU meter, right? And we used to before analog digital. But anyway, the meter would go like this. Like Rich makes the needle move before you ever play a game.
You ever see the movie Dodgeball?
Yeah.
Where the announcer says, "Do you believe in unlikelihoods?" I've thought a lot about this, and I'm going to write about it this week. But Thomas Wolfe has the novel, was published posthumously in 1940, where the famous line, "You can't go home again." And it's the story of George Weber, who left an imaginary town, left a town that was imaginary. It was actually Asheville, North Carolina was where it was. And he goes away and he writes about his hometown. And then he comes back, Brad, years later, and he finds that things have changed. The people have changed. The circumstances have changed. He's changed. So the point being that things are always changing, and they're never going to be what they were. So that's just the reality. So physically, you can go home again. We know that with Rich Rodriguez, he has come back. But what is it going to be? To me, this is a fascinating story, and it starts on Saturday, is that will he be accepted back in? Will he have success? How will this story play out? And unlike a lot of situations, like if you went back to your hometown in Iowa, it'd be like, wow, things are different, right? So it's not like it was. You'll be able to quantify this, because if he has success, then he'll be welcomed. People will celebrate it. Oh, so you can go home. You can go home if you meet these certain metrics. So to me, I'll listen to you Wednesday when you give us some stuff on Robert Morris. I don't care about Robert. I'm not going to spend a lot of time worrying about Robert Morris. But the lead will
I know we got to take a shot at Robert Morris. I mean, they've been respectful in their preparation for the game. I'm free to devalue them as kind of.
I don't care. The lead will be Saturday, or should be, after the game at 5:30. Rich Rodriguez, in an unlikely return to Mountaineer Field after a 17-year absence, scored his first victory of the return trip with a 49-14 victory over Robert Morris. Period. Next paragraph. And I'm not even getting to the game yet. Rodriguez said after the game, quote, "It was surreal being back on the sidelines with the Mountaineers. I'm just happy we were able to have a victory for the fans, period." That's the story Saturday. There's a lot of other angles, quarterback, everything else. That's the story.
Yeah, totally agree with you. It's wild. Nostalgia is really powerful, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
And it's not just those of us, and I'm including fans in that were around for the first run and all the good feelings that were generated by all the wins over 05, 06, and 07 in particular. It's just amazing that we're here to this game day. That's what's wild, because first of all, it feels like the last time West Virginia took the field was about 17 years ago. Doesn't it?
Yes,
I mean,
it
that's
does.
like a whole lifetime
It
ago.
really, truly
yeah,
does.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, what? Who was the last game? What?
Who played?
So it's interesting. It's this weird moment in time where I think because it's Rich and we've all seen Rich as the head coach, it's a new coach, but it's not a new coach, but we haven't got to the first game yet, right? So all that's kind of wrapped into this as well. But that nostalgia isn't just from the Mountaineer fan base. And you said it, Tony. There's nostalgia among the national media.
Yes.
And that's why, Hoppy, I think you're right. This is a fascinating potential story, however it goes. But if success comes, and certainly that could be a whole podcast, what defines success in this second run? But if big-time success comes, this is going to be an unbelievably massive story. Right? It's already become a national story,
Sure.
and you haven't played a game yet. And so I also think that's why this schedule sets up really nice, because you're 100% right on what the story is now, pregame and postgame. And theoretically, you should go out and take care of an opponent pretty easily, and you're able to celebrate that return rather than what you had to do last year where you bring a national title contender in here and it deflates the balloon before you even get started. So
Exactly.
I'm totally with you on what the story is, and I'm fascinated to watch this game one in particular return with a lot more important games coming up after it, but you get it started Saturday.
And I'm also thrilled that it is Robert Morris that West Virginia is opening with. For the first time, we have some sensibility in your scheduling rather than just running straight into a brick wall, which would be just really detrimental, I think, to the process of this rebuild, reload, whatever you want to call it. To play a team that you're going to be heavily favored to beat, to get your bearings about you, because it's going to be a ladder. This week you're at home against a team you should beat. Next week, an improved team, but now you're going to do it away from your home. And then the third week, here you go. Your one Power 4 non-conference opponent, which happens to be your most bitter rival, and you know the whole storyline to that. So I really like the way this is going to set up. So right now, this week, over at the football building, Rich and staff, learning from what they did last year at Jacksonville State, will really be trying to focus on, let's make this simple stupid so that we don't make these guys paralysis by analysis when they get on the field and they're thinking, okay, what am I doing here? They're going to break this thing down, base this thing down, and just say, okay, we do this well, let's do this now, and then we can continue to add to it. So that's going to be the big thing this week, is being judicious. Not what the coaches know, but what can the kids execute, and then you go from there.
You know, I have put my game day operations hat well behind me. It's been stored in the closet for a number of years.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the game day operations and know what an undertaking it is for the whole crew that goes through that. But for the most part, since I've left, we've been doing our broadcasts, and I've been worried about that and talking about the team. I haven't worried much about the pregame stuff. Can't wait to see what the video is. How about the highlights that are going to be mixed into that thing?
Mm-hmm.
Would love to see the inflatable helmet come back. I know it won't. I love that.
Is it
inflatable
somewhere?
helmet.
Is it somewhere?
That's a great question.
It's a great question.
That is a great question. Like, someone should do that one. Like, where literally is the inflatable helmet?
Well, one of my, I think I've probably told this story before. One of my most vivid memories, and I have a lot of them from my time with Rich. Right, we can do stories all day long, but I can vividly remember the first game when the smoke machine was there in the tunnel, and there was the smoke machine was a science there, Hop. You don't just turn the thing on and go.
Really?
You had to play into the wind and where it was taking it. And was it going off too far? Was it filling up too much? And I can vividly remember the first game being down there when we had the smoke turned on. And it was billowing inside that helmet, and it was thick. And I can still picture it like it just happened. Rich steps through it, and it's almost as if it was a curtain, and he had to pull it back. And all I could see was, if you're watching the video, was like, oh. His head comes through. Are we ready to go yet? Let's go. Like, wanted to.
Coach is getting ramped up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're anxious.
yeah.
They were in there, and the smoke's filling. Let's go. So I know the helmet and the smoke won't be back, but I will have a good memory on Saturday when I see Rich take the field and remember that time.
Yeah. There's a ton. There's so much that goes on, as you well know, just to get that stadium up and running again. I mean, you use it 6 or 7 times in a year, but I walk around there every single day. And I've been watching literally for weeks now the manpower that it takes to get that thing up and running. I mean, there's been forklifts buzzing around there, bringing in beer and water and food and all kinds of things that you just got to – and it's amazing. Again, it only happens 6 or 7 times in a year, but it's a massive infrastructure to get up and running because you get only 6 chances, right?
Yeah.
And like they're looking at this thing, and fortunately the weather's going to be really nice on Saturday.
Darn near perfect.
But what also happens is like if it's going to be 90, like they can't get enough water, right? They have to they got to get enough water, and all those things have to be like thought of. It's
scoreboards have to work and operate, and are the lights all on and do it's a tremendous undertaking. A lot of respect for the people that go through that. It's a heck of a lot of work.
3 guys before the game is brought to us. We got Textual Healing coming up. 3 guys and plus other things. We got the big, and again, I needed a couple of apologies. Perhaps.
Excuse me?
I need probably a couple of.
You need
them or you're
asking
giving
for
them?
apologies?
You two.
Not from us.
Yeah.
For
You
what?
attacked me a couple shows ago about overstepping and announcing things before they were done. Well, now everything's coming to fruition.
That doesn't change
You did
anything.
overstep, and you had the dates wrong when you announced it originally. That was my whole point. So there will be no apology because you had the original dates wrong when you said it too early before we talked about it. So now you can give the correct dates, but no apology forthcoming.
It's like you would come into
Thank
a room.
you, Brad, for that apology. 3 guys brought to us by GoMart. Right now, you can buy 2 Gatorades and get 1 free. Buy 2 Gatorades and get 1 free. That's a heck of a deal. You can buy a Slim Jim mild beef and cheese Slim Jim and Big Boss models, and you get 1 free. Buy 1, get 1. And then they got 8-ounce potato chips Lay's, $3.99, plus all the other stuff. And this is like down to literally to the last day where you could sign up for the man trip.
Got a couple days left.
Yeah, because we're going to announce it September 1.
Yeah, you got to go fast. In fact, I was at the store up in Postal Plaza here in Morgantown.
Yeah.
You get off 68 and you're coming down there.
Yeah.
Jeremy over there helped me. We were looking
Good guys.
signage in there. So, yeah, get signed up easy. Go into the store, hit the QR code, you sign up right there.
All
also,
right.
don't forget, real quick, GoMart plug. When you're coming up, 79, we'll talk more about this Thursday. Stop in to GoMart, grab your Connection 304 for your tailgate.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they have it.
Hey, Jake, I sent you a picture. I'm not sure if you got it, of my GoMart stop this week.
Okay, Jake's got a few other things going on back there, Hop. He's trying to fly the mothership back there, and you want to get your picture made. Okay, here's our deal. We're going to be out in the public Wednesday. Are we doing anything Thursday? Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah.
What are we doing Thursday? Anything Thursday?
No, there's a football game.
Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday this week. So here's what we're doing. We have our live event at Buffalo Wild Wings at Suncrest Town Center from 6 until 8 o'clock. That's this Wednesday. So people have been asking us, does it cost anything to get in there? Anything like the short answer is no. And as you well know, free is always good. You just walk right through the doors. Here's what we've got. I mean, this is going to be neat. Got a bunch of stuff in 2 hours. We're going to spotlight local high school football and have some of the. You're coordinating Morgantown University.
Efforting.
Okay,
Efforting.
good. We have this band that's going to play, and this is a really good story. So, the name of the band is Two Sides. They're WVU students, and we encourage you. So we're gonna drop in, and there they are, right there, right, folks. You are looking live at Two Sides, and these fellas are good dudes, Christian and Caden. Christian's roots are in country. Caden's roots are in classic rock. So they put the two sides together, and they named themselves Two Sides. They're involved with the Mon Hills Music Group, which is the official record label of WVU, and part of WVU's business and industry program at the College of Creative Arts and Media. This past spring, they dropped their new single, Bittersweet, now streaming on all platforms. Authentic sound, storytelling, growing momentum in the regional scene. They'll be playing for us at Buffalo Wild Wings. Also, this is something I'm really looking forward to. You know me. I know where you're going on this.
Go ahead.
So, Hoppy, they have these challenges at Buffalo Wild Wings, and they have one which is called the Blazin' Challenge.
Uh-oh.
This is a sauce that makes people run away. It includes, in this sauce, it's a combination of Carolina Reaper, Ghost, and Scorpion, and more.
Oh, my gosh.
So what we're going to do is we're going to have a little competition to see who can eat 10 knockout wings in 5 minutes. If you beat it and you do it, forever, your picture goes on the wall of fame at at Buffalo Wild Wings.
So you get your picture made?
Get your picture made on the wall. You get 1,000 Blazing Rewards points. And 3 guys before the game will also throw in a $50 gift card on episode800.com.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's open to anybody who's there?
We're going to have a table. We're going to have a table there with a sign on it that says, sit here if you want in.
So I think you can just walk up, sit, and say, let's go, bring it.
Bring me the Blazing Challenge.
Could you do that?
I don't think I can do that.
No, I can't either.
I can't.
No,
That
I
would
can't.
hurt.
Yeah.
I can't.
I can't handle that.
My neighbor.
I'm anxious to see a couple people try, though.
Yeah.
My
absolutely.
former neighbor, Chad McCucci. You know Chad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his dad grows peppers up there in Northern Panhandle, and he brought them down for him one day. And he said, hey, my dad brought me these peppers. Well, yeah, he brought peppers, and they're a mixture of peppers. There was a ghost pepper in there. Sweet mercy.
Bring you to your knees.
Oh, unbelievable.
Did you know it was a ghost pepper?
No, he didn't either. Chad didn't. Well, Chad claims he didn't know. I think Chad might have been laying low.
Did you
on
just eat it straight, or did you have it on like a sandwich or
put
something?
it in a salad, and I could smell it before I put it. When it was in the bowl, I could smell it, and I ate it.
So this thing has what? It's a combo of what?
Carolina Reaper, Ghost, Scorpion. I've never heard of Scorpion before.
All right. So yeah, there's going to be a table. It's clearly marked when you walk in. You can just come up, sit down, and go.
Yeah.
All right. So we got music. We're going to kick off the high school football season, which begins this week. And
Trivia. We're doing trivia, and we're talking about the game, and we're doing trivia questions to give stuff away there too.
Yeah, and Heavy Mountaineer Talk.
6 to 8. Yes.
Podcast.
6 to 8 at Buffalo Wild Wings at Suncrest Town Center. That's 6 to 8 on Wednesday. Then Food Court opens Friday next to Daniel's, next to Fine Looking Phil's from 3 until 9, and then Saturday 9:30 to 1-ish. Rev Kev Barbecue on hand, Connection 304 on draft. Couple of things. Rev Kev, if you're interested, is doing 50 pans. If you want to pre-order, go to thesourcewv.org. Thesourcewv.org. He's doing 50 pans. Once they're gone, they're gone. And you have to have your order in before Wednesday. So thesourcewv.org. And again, all that money goes to feeding elementary school children here in Monongalia County on weekends. And don't plan on parking at Daniel's. Use Uber, Lyft, or just steal a car. Just leave it running.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Just leave it running.
Do not
Or have
do
somebody
that.
pull up, you jump out of the car and run over real quick.
Then we're going to have a bigger
Because
week.
parking's very limited.
Yeah. Then we're going to have a bigger week as we come back against Pitt. But we'd love to see you at one of these events. Such a big event. Kirchhoff's even going to be around.
I'll be there.
Wednesday will be fun. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I am too.
I asked Homeless yesterday, do you need anything from me? You want me to come up with the trivia questions or just show up? What do you want me to do?
Yeah, why don't you do trivia?
You want me to do trivia?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, do
Okay.
the trivia.
All right.
Be good. I asked my crack statistician, Jeff Campbell, the soup man, this will be like the first season opener we're going into where we are not being forewarned about weather that's going to cause a delay. How much delay have we had?
Don't talk about it.
Yeah, that's.
Do you know what I mean?
Don't talk about it.
Here we
Just
go.
say that the forecast is really good. Or give the forecast, but don't talk about the other.
Recent delays over the last 20 years. 05.
Okay,
Why
here
is he
we
doing
go. I don't-
South Florida moved the game to December 3rd due to hurricane on the Gulf Coast. 20 Penn State was delayed last year. Marshall 2011 delayed. Duquesne 2023 delayed. Auburn 2008 delayed. Virginia Tech 1991 delayed. North Carolina State 2018 canceled the game. And we never made it back, which makes me giggle.
What was the game you and I filled for like 4 hours?
Marshall.
Is that the Marshall game?
Marshall.
Brad and I have done
5.5.
some filling too on certain games.
That was a 5.5 hour
Phil.
delay.
Yeah.
Remember Tim Brando was listening? He called us up the next day.
No, I
Yeah,
don't
Tim Brando was listening. He was driving like from some game that he just did, and he was listening like the whole way, like driving back to Hattiesburg. And he called like on Monday and said, "Guys, I listened to you guys. That was unbelievable." I go like, "Well, that's kind of what we do.
Yeah, we can.
We can fill."
When Brad and I are working for Game Day Network? What's it called? The network we're on?
College Bowl Radio.
College Bowl
Bowl
Radio.
season radio?
Bowl season
The
radio.
national games? Yeah.
Bowl season radio, and there'll be a weather situation, and there'll be a semi-panic like, "Oh, we've got a weather situation." Brad and I just said,
Bring it.
"Bring it in. We got it." How long you need to go? How long? You need 10 minutes? You need 2 hours? Let's go.
Speaking of bringing it, and speaking of rain, in Ireland, stunningly. It rained. It rained.
It rains
this
every
weekend.
day in Ireland, by the way.
Yeah, it rained this past Saturday. That was a pretty good lid lifter.
That was.
Pretty good lifter.
Pretty good lid lifter. Did you see the crowd?
Oh, the crowd was great.
Like
Unbelievable.
as first reported on this program, there are places other than SEC schools and Big Ten where football is important to people.
Yeah.
Well,
That was
yes.
packed.
You couldn't ask for more
That
passionate
was
folks.
those two fan bases should be
Yes.
commended. That was an incredible turnout.
You know what's interesting? I was surprised that they both play again this week.
Yeah, and they got Iowa.
No.
Iowa State.
No.
No?
Next,
No.
next week.
Yeah.
They've both got games they should.
They should win, but still.
Easy one?
Mhm.
Why in the heck was I
I
thinking?
think Iowa's week 3 for Iowa State.
That game started out a bit slow, but it got really interesting in the
It was
fourth
sloppy.
quarter.
Yeah, you could tell first game
Yeah.
mistakes being made, but Iowa State pulls it out.
Rocco made a play.
Tough way to start your conference season, though.
Oh, jeez. But think about it. But it's early, but that gives Iowa State a huge advantage. I mean, their schedule is not that tough by conference standards, and they've already got a win against Kansas State. They got a leg up early.
Well, that's what we talked about going into that game. If you're the winner of that game, you're thrilled for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah.
But if you lose that game, now it's the world's crashing in on you, and it's really just game one. Again, we've been there. But I think from a league perspective too, I'm interested to how that affects it, because that's 2 ranked teams that one now is knocked out of the rankings there.
Yeah.
And that's so you're going to have to Kansas State's going to have to battle that to get back in here.
And
That's a tough way to start if you lose that.
And also, it's going to be
Kansas State
tough
game.
at the Johnson family Thanksgiving dinner.
Holy hell! Did you see that?
Yeah. Talking about Avery Johnson's dad and Avery Johnson's brother.
Would have been so much better if
Getting in
it
a
was
fight after the
Avery's.
game.
It would have been so much better if it was Avery's dad and Avery's brother fighting someone else. But when you found out that it was the father and the son fighting against each other, sweet mercy. Yeah, my bad. Iowa State, South Dakota this weekend. But to your point about Iowa State's schedule coming up, they are at Arkansas State.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They're home to Arizona. They're at Cincinnati. They're at Colorado. Okay. They're home to BYU. They're home to Arizona State. They're at TCU. Tough one. They're home to Kansas, and they are at Oklahoma State. Like, very doable.
Yeah, in terms of, I mean, no game, you never know what's going to happen. No game is easy, but in terms of what your schedule could be, that's about as good as you could hope for in a conference schedule, Brad.
Yeah, they have a ton. That's a major rebuild. That's why it was such a good win for them. Their offensive line really struggled early. They had trouble running the football. Their defense looks like it was maybe back to Iowa State standards. Missing those 2 receivers, though, that was a massive hit for them. So I'm interested to see where they go. This is one game. There's a lot of season.
A lot of
left here.
season.
A
How
lot of
about
season.
gutsy call on 4th and 3 late? Go win the game, right, Brad?
Well, yeah, you'd already missed a field goal. It was bad weather conditions, so kicking probably would have been an adventure. You weren't having great success running it straight ahead, so you put the ball in the hands of your best player, who's your quarterback, and let him make a decision, and he did.
Made a play.
Go win the game.
Dad
Did.
made a play.
We doing a little Conley?
Yeah, I got a little something.
You got a little something? Let's do it.
So I checked the numbers. We'll just go right to the numbers. Here comes the heater. Let's jump into the analytics portion of the show. Ready? 5, 4, 3.
Spreads on Stats brought to us by the Conley CPA Group, celebrating their 40th year anniversary. Local firm, experienced local professionals will guide you in your business dealings. They do provide value beyond numbers, complete service, public accounting, and what I like, outsourcing your accounting and your CFO services. You know, we've talked recently here on Three Guys, maybe outsourcing some of Hoppy's things. Hey, now, Hop, we're good.
What now?
Outsource Hoppy, right?
What now?
Well, I don't
Get
think
an
that's true.
get a
is it?
Hoppy avatar.
Well, I'm not sure that's
You can
true.
outsource. Well, that's what they do at Conley CPA Group.
What just happened?
Outsourcing your
How was
CFO
it-
and your accounting services. Outsourcing's really big.
Did I just get?
Nah, it's all right.
I know I'm the
I mean, I
third
don't think
guy.
we outsource Hoppy. Now, if we had accounting duties, I would say let's outsource, as we have.
We do.
As we have.
We do outsource to
I know that it's coming up where you have to trim the roster in the NFL. I didn't by about a third. I didn't know you were trimming this roster as well.
Hey, listen, nothing wrong with practice squad, Hop. Ain't nothing wrong with the practice squad. You'll be all right.
By the way, I'm checking that. I'm obsessed by checking that and just hoping against hope that some of these Mountaineers make it. I know
Fatorma Malba got cut. Doug
Doug
Nuster got cut. keeping our fingers crossed for all of them, but obviously Garrett Green would be an unbelievable, crazy story.
Had an awesome catch the other night, didn't he?
Yeah.
Contested in the end zone.
I'll say this now, and I'm hoping. I think Garrett. I'm not going to say it. I hope at worst he's a practice squad guy, but I don't know what's going to happen. But Neil Brown said this a year ago. He said a year ago during the season, he said Garrett Green will play in the National Football League. He told me. He said whether it's a quarterback or a different position, he will be on an NFL roster. Neil told me that. He was right. He's going to make it.
He's had a great summer camp here,
Yeah,
fall
It's
camp.
just hard. That's a big cut. That goes from 90 to 54 or something.
Yeah.
That's just a big cut.
I don't know. I mean, at worst, he helped himself with another team to pick him up to put him on the practice squad. Because they'll look at him and go like, this guy's like raw and he can go. Like, let's go do this thing.
Great story.
All right, what do you got, Spreads on Stats?
Let's talk a little offensive line. Because of all the things we're watching on Saturday, I come back to this offensive line and on the sliding scale spectrum, what's it going to be from your not any good to your elite? Where does this line fall? Just a massive part of this year's success or lack thereof is going to be this offensive line. So I was looking back at it again, and I think we know this, but when I was putting the numbers to it, it really jumped out. Let's look at I'll give you a projected starting five here. Okay. We'll see if it's confirmed, but let's just do a projected starting five. And let's look at the snaps that these guys have played.
Well, this will be good.
The
Very
returning snaps
good
for the projected starting lineup along the offensive line.
You doing snaps or games?
Snaps.
All right.
Snaps played. Tykees Crawford played 10 snaps last season. Okay. He's played 5 seasons of college football and only once played more than 155 snaps in a season. So he has 643 career snaps, and 51% of those came to the 2023 season, but 10 last season. Chemo.
643? We're going on first.
No, I'm going snaps played last season, 10. Tykees Crawford.
All right.
Chemo had 0 snaps played along the offensive line last year because he was a defensive lineman. He's moved back over to the offensive side. He's played 63 career snaps.
But 0 last year.
0 last year.
So it's pretty easy math to do through the first 2.
He's a D lineman. Nick Cray was on the WV roster last year. Played 5 offensive snaps. All stats courtesy of Pro Football Focus, by the way.
So through your first...
So if somebody's wrong, scream at them.
So for your first 3, the average snaps is 5. We're
Correct.
at 15.
Yes.
Correct. Now, you take a big jump forward. Landon Livingston played 86 snaps last year.
Ain't that many.
124 in his entire career. The only guy among the projected starting 5 here that's played a bunch is Walter Youngbear. He played a ton at Tulsa, 874 snaps last year, over 1,000 in his career. So if you look at these, if you exclude Youngbear for a second, do the number there. 86 plus 5 plus 10.
101 divided by 4, 25 snaps each.
For 4 of your offensive linemen. Even if you take Youngbear at 874, go through some of these career snaps. He's played 1,100 career snaps. You've got 860 career snaps for the other 4. So basically less than 2,000 if you put all 5 together in career snaps.
Mm-hmm.
Just listen to what you've had over the past 5 years at WVU along the offensive line. Wyatt Milan played 2,900. Nick Malone played 1,400. Tomas Rimac, 2,071.
Wow.
Yates, 3,632. Hubbard, 1,900. And Zach Frazier, 3,200. So just because you've played snaps doesn't guarantee you're going to be good, and vice versa. Just because you haven't played doesn't mean you can't be good. But the inexperience, and we know that's the story of this team, Hoppy, these 70 new guys, the inexperience is the story. With an offensive line that needs to be good, you have a lot of inexperience there. So I'm anxious to see how this unit works together and individually which of these guys emerge to turn out to be really good players. And maybe we're talking in a couple of years about these guys now at 1,500 career snaps. But as you sit today and you go into this first game, there's a lot of inexperience along that offensive line.
You know, Brad, that is an incredibly important point, because what do we tend to talk about? Jaheim White, like he's a player, he's a guy. Well, he's a guy.
And the
that's
quarterback.
true.
What's quarterback going to do? How's quarterback look?
Well, if the quarterback has 0.5 seconds, it's a lot different than the quarterback has 3 seconds. If Jaheim White has a space and gets 2 yards past the line as opposed to somebody hits him in the backfield. So you can be as talented as you wish, but if you don't have those guys who have largely inexperience from last year, you got a problem.
Yeah, so it's another point to why this schedule is a nice start. You're going to have guys here that athletically and size should have the advantage over Robert Morris to get their feet wet and try and work out. So you're trying to ask guys not just to individually be good against the guy across from you, but Tony, how many times do we say it when we go back and watch film that everything can look good, one guy misses his block, blows the whole thing up. It's incredibly hard to get everybody in sync, and this is just an inexperienced group of offensive linemen here. So anxious to watch them get started in their careers here.
The thought I had passed through me this weekend when trying to figure out exactly what it is that we're dealing with here, this to me is as close as you can get in the college game to an NFL expansion team. So in the NFL, when they bring in a new franchise, players have to come from other teams. Well, what do you have at West Virginia? You've got 70-plus new guys, right? And you have all tons of transfers that have come in. So what's that normally mean? Well, unfortunately, expansion teams don't do well. Carolina Panthers had the best expansion season of like expansion teams. They went 7-9 their first year. Most teams huddle around 2.5 wins, 3 wins as expansion teams. Like Jacksonville, I think, won 4 in their first year as a franchise. So again, it's not apples and apples. It's more apples and oranges. But you get the point that whenever you bring a bunch of new people together, a new staff together, history says, and I know we want to move history ahead, history says it just takes time. And another thing is you have to have really, really good players to be really, really successful. That's normally how it works. Just look at West Virginia University. When it's had its great teams, they've had superb players who play in the National Football League. And so you take a look at that 88 and that 89 team that had really great runs, loaded with NFL guys. The Pat White teams that we oftentimes talk about, they had a bunch of guys that played in the league. Stevie Slayton, Owen Schmidt, Pat White, Darius Vermont, among others. I just gave you 4 there that all were on the offensive side. And so if you do the math at this point, this roster is not bleeding, hey, mythical on draft boards in the NFL for this coming year. There's not a ton of guys on that list. So realistically, you're saying like, okay, you're going to have to super overachieve according to the experts to have success. That's the reality of it. Don't like to hear it, but that's the reality of it. Not to say it's going to happen, but that's the realistic approach.
So then mix in Agbo, Isosa, and Carson Lee are guys you're probably going to see as well mixed into this line. So how does this group come together? And then hop that sliding scale of where is this offensive line as a unit in terms of how good are they versus how much does the system and the fast tempo help you, right? I mean, that's part of why you're doing this is to gain an edge rather than just trying to line up and smack the guy in front of you. You're going to try not so much trickeration, but you're going to hope the system and the speed helps you as well. So how does that factor into this? And that's going to what makes the offense go here.
Yeah. Really good. That's really good. Really important stat, Brad. Well done.
Yeah, and again, we go back to that offensive line at WVU that recently was here. So a year ago, it was before Zach. When Zach was here, I remember for when numbers and Dana was here, it stood in my head. It was like 70. It's 70 combined starts. It might have been when Neil was just starting.
It was
like 70 starts, and you would look at the other teams like Oklahoma. We're getting ready to play Oklahoma State, and they're about like 300 plus starts. And you're going like, well, this isn't math. And then eventually, and 2 years later, like West Virginia was there at that like 300-ish. And
I mean, those
they got
numbers
to be a really good offensive line.
Those career snap numbers I just gave you for guys, I mean, I think we know that, but maybe you forget how much football those guys played. And that's that famous Zach Frazier. We started first offensive lineman and started as a true freshman in 40 years, at least 40 years. Kept saying that. And then what happened? Well, following year, then Wyatt Milam comes in and does the same thing. And then you had all these guys cycle through. That's a lot of career snaps that you had along that line. Now you're just in that rebuilding phase. And which of these guys step forth and turn into players down the line?
Three Guys Before the Game is brought to us in part by the fine folks at Lou Wendell. They're celebrating their 40th anniversary. They just happen to be The biggest dealer in the state when it comes to pontoon boats. They are experts in their profession. That's why they've lasted through the test of time. If you're into the boating world and you are interested in pontoons or any kind of boating, they got it. They got those G3 John boats that are super, super neat. Check them out at LouWendellMarineSales.com. That's LouWendellMarineSales.com. If you are pontooning up for the game, going through the river system, maybe a few creeks, a few runs, things like that, certainly do stop by at Tudor's Biscuit World. They flourish when it comes to football season.
Love it.
And right now they've got those 3 new barbecue sauces that we've been talking about. Now, they don't have any ghost pepper, but they do have honey sriracha, Carolina Gold, and sweet teriyaki. They've all just debuted. And you put a little bit of that honey sriracha on that pulled pork. Woo! Remember Jerry Clower, Hoppy? Woo! It'll leave you, as Jerry Lee Lewis once said, it'll leave you breathless. So visit them. By the way, they're going to bring that up to us. Did I tell you that?
What?
They're bringing the sauce here.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, one of these days they're going to bring the sauce.
With the barbecue?
All 3 of the new ones so we can taste them.
What about the
barbecue?
barbecue?
Kind of stick a figure in there and go like, well, yeah, they're probably going to bring something.
The ghost pepper. In the Guinness Book of World Records, the ghost pepper is the world's hottest chili pepper.
Right.
170 times hotter than Tabasco sauce.
Yeah, that'll work.
170.
So, and these guys are going to come into Buffalo Wild Wings and eat those wings. You think there's you know what? Unfortunately, I got bad news. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to be over there at Buffalo Wild Wings on Wednesday doing that live show.
Yeah.
And we're going to have that table that says if you want to compete in the Blazing Hot contest, you know what's going to happen? We'll be there for 2 hours. No one's going to sit at that table.
Someone will sit at that table.
No,
somebody
no.
will.
You just said 170 times hotter. Ain't no one's going to sit there.
But I know what you'll do. You'll goad them into it. You will goad them into it.
Over under set at 2.5.
On contestants?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good, Brad.
That's under.
Over.
It'll be empty. Poor people at Buffalo Wild Wings are going to cook all those blazing hot wings, and no one's going to eat them.
Over.
I'm going to over too. I think you go over on that. Over at 3.5.
Now you're getting up there.
At 0.
Over 2.5. It won't be 0.
Under 0.
The ghost chili is rated more than 1 million Scoville heat units and far surpasses the amount of a cayenne pepper.
Do you know how hard it is
Ghost
to do
pepper's
this?
a great name.
Do you know how hard
Carolina
it is?
Reaper's a great name.
Yeah. Do you know how hard it is? It's so hard. It's so hard. They put your picture on the wall if you do it, which means like people don't do it.
I didn't say someone's going to be able to do it. I said there will be people that will step up to the challenge. These are Mountaineer fans. You don't think they'll step up to the challenge? Say, give me some of that Carolina Reaper?
I mean,
bring it on.
Yeah, I mean, Mountaineer fans.
You're not going to do it.
I got to do that high school game Thursday. I think this would crush me for days.
Oh yeah,
He's not. He would never do that.
I wouldn't either. I just
I
can't.
do like hot stuff though.
Well, there's a difference. Okay.
Yes, there is.
I like my food a little spicy.
This is not that.
No. How about if I hit you in the head with a sledgehammer?
3 Guys brought to us by Comax Business Systems, and this is a perfect tie-in. If you're really, really hot in Comax Business, maybe Comax could bring a water machine in and just set it up there next to the table, because right now they've got these unbelievable water systems and water machines for your break room, whatever room you have at your workplace, that you can keep your folks hydrated instead of having to do bottles and plastic and all that kind of stuff. They've introduced the I-12 water cooler. Sleek design meets cutting edge technology. If you are a business or a business that needs to, hey, let's take a look and clean things up when it comes to our water. I mean, nothing worse than carrying all that plastic water around. Just get the machine. Visit ComaxWV.com. That's ComaxWV.com. What do you got?
In Northeast India,
I love these.
The ghost peppers are used as a safety precaution to keep wild elephants at a distance.
Holy heck!
Elephant says, I don't want any part of that, man. Think I want that in my trunk?
What's this called? Blazing Wings Challenge?
Yeah.
I'm not even sure I can go in the building now.
Yeah, it's a blazing challenge. You eat 10 of the wings, 10 knockout wings in 5 minutes, and you get your picture on the wall, 1,000 Blazing Rewards points, and a $50 Episode 800 gift card to buy our stuff.
So we'll be there 6 to 8. So that's open from 6 to 8.
Yeah, but unfortunately, like I know the music's going to happen. I know we're going to talk high school football. I know we're going to do trivia. Unfortunately, probably no one will do this, though. They'll probably be, we'll try to get someone for the next time.
Well, we're going to talk Mountaineer football, too. You didn't.
Mountaineer, well, of course, that goes with it. But unfortunately, no one's going to try to do this.
And then there'll be no elephants there because they'll be kept away by the peppers.
Over 2.5.
So you often accuse
Lock
me
it.
of getting in some rabbit holes, like on YouTube, about the
Somali pirates
the Somali
usually?
pirates. I got into the algorithm this weekend where this lion, where Hoppy took one of these things. He was out there, and this lion, the lioness, these wild dogs started messing with the lioness.
Yeah.
Say, okay, you want to play that game? And they're like huddling and getting out.
Like hyenas were yapping?
Like those defensive backs. How they do it. So like they were like being cornerbacks
On a tight end.
on the lioness. And
He always
lioness
claims cornerbacks are like hyenas. They're out there all just running around, talking, yipping.
they just yip at you.
Just drill you, hit, and then back off right away.
Yeah. And they
That's actually pretty accurate, I think.
They're always giving you this, like when the passing.
The hyenas yipping and
Yeah. Well, I got that from
big thing. Cornerbacks and hyenas.
wide
Yes.
receivers always say that about those guys. Anyway, so this lioness, they're messing with her. Is that right? Okay. So she goes into this like water pond where they can't get her because they're not going in there they're not going to go in low against her because she's in the water. Oh, is that right? Goes over and gets the main lion. Like from Lion
What do you
King.
mean main lion?
Like
Get a male?
The male.
The male.
Yeah, with the big old head, got that hair
Oh,
all.
the lion
big
with a mane,
He
the male.
comes back in the next day. He comes in the next day. He goes into that dog den, and he gets himself a dog. And you know I hate hyenas. Like I absolutely despise hyenas. Like I'd like to kill them all. Right?
Wow.
Machine gun their ass.
Jeez.
Anyway, he gets a dog by the neck. And he just starts going ragdoll with that thing. And other dogs around there, they're a little bit different demeanor than the day before. Nah, we're good. Like, we're good. Like, we'll be leaving now. Yeah. So here's your lesson. Don't ever mess with a lioness. Right? Because the Lion King going to come. We'll get a little bit of that.
So the king went in the next day?
Next morning. So, is that right? Here we had a little situation here last night. And I loved it because I knew those teeth were right in that dog's neck.
What are you doing?
All right.
Yeah, really.
I told you I went down. The rabbit hole. I mean, heck,
Got right to you.
I needed a break.
Tell you hyenas something.
I needed a break. I was doing those bio notes on the Mountaineer football players into my charts. There's 72 guys. I mean, this is like
You got a lot to learn.
It was like taking a final exam. I mean,
There's
some
a
of these
lot.
guys have been like to 19 schools. I mean, trying to figure that all out.
What are you going to do with that? You're not going to.
But how many schools they've been to?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I make a note of that.
Oh, do
I
you?
find it quite interesting. There's a guy that graduated in 2017, high school. Graduated in 17.
Some guy just slipped through the cracks.
There's kids that are playing Rich's last year here.
Rich says, "Yeah, he's a pretty good player as my teammate."
All right, three guys brought to us by episode800.com. Textual Healing, you can hit us up, 304-404-4083, 304-404-4083. You ready for some of this?
Yep.
All right. This guy used to be a regular early on in the show. Oh, by the way, parenthetically, this coming Saturday will literally be the 8-year anniversary of when we started Three Guys.
Is that right?
August 30th. How coincidental is that? That our very first day we ever did this will be the 8-year anniversary of our first game of the season. I haven't looked lately. 3.2 million downloads.
That's just the audio.
That's just the audio. And then maybe we'll build a little graphic of how many hours and all that kind of stuff. A lot of shows.
Yeah.
Down to what? This is 652, so we're down to what? Last 148?
Before we retire.
Mm-hmm. Sail off into the sunset. Yeah. People will be saying, kind of like the Beatles. They still had so much left in them.
But went off in different directions.
Yeah. Hi, this is Rich from Indy. I have a question for the Hopster. When did the block party on Grant Avenue first come into existence?
The block party on Grant Avenue, that's when Sunnyside was really cooking. All the bars were in Sunnyside. That's
Right.
where everybody gathered, was in Sunnyside. And Grant Avenue was that long, flat street, just a little bit up from Sunnyside. And every year it was an annual, unbelievable bash. I mean, the whole street would just be a giant block party. And then it got out of control. And in 1995, I think, was the last one. And then it led to cracking down on the Grant Avenue block party. Sunnyside kind of dissipated. Now it's all downtown. And it led to Fall Fest.
Yeah.
So that's the story there. And the first Fall Fest, I think, was maybe 96.
John in New Jersey, why do you guys think of the early betting line? What do you guys think of the early betting line? West Virginia Pitt guys were getting between 1.5 and 2.5 points as the underdogs? Question mark. Is that true, Brett?
Yeah, 2.5 right now as we sit on DraftKings. Right now, it simply was so much unknown. West Virginia is just such an unknown quantity right here. That's probably not a huge surprise. But you start to look down this. I'm thinking West Virginia is only favored this season as we sit here today. Again, all kinds of things change and circumstances change each week. But I think right now you can only identify maybe 4, 5's probably pushing it, games that West Virginia will be favored in. That's part of why we were talking about what are your expectations for this season. I think you have to be cognizant that you're going to be playing in an underdog role in a lot of these. I think you'll be favored against Robert Morris. You'll be favored against Ohio U. You'll likely be favored against UCF. Houston right now, if you look at a bunch of different power rankings, they and West Virginia are about even, and you're going to be on the road in that, so maybe not. What's Colorado's status coming in here? You certainly wouldn't be favored over Colorado today, but maybe that changes down the line. Your home games in conference, Utah, TCU, Colorado, and Texas Tech, are you favored in any of those?
Well, probably today, no.
Today, no.
Today, no.
And on the road, Kansas, no. BYU, no. Then UCF and Houston, and then Arizona State.
No.
Yeah, so this is, from that perspective, West Virginia's going to be swinging from an underdog role most of these games.
Yeah, with what you know today, and the fact if you take off the gold and blue glasses and know that West Virginia has 70 new players, quarterback we have to see. You just talked about the offensive line. Pitt has a returning quarterback. Yeah, Pitt would be the favorite today. And you know what, though? Home dog against Pitt, I'll take that.
Bring
Home dog against Pitt.
Because that's basically a toss-up game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's typically the Mountaineer. I'd almost rather be a home dog in the Pitt game than favored.
West Virginia's win total in most places was 5.5. I saw one on DraftKings last night. Conference win total just 2.5.
Ooh.
Now heavily juiced to the over, but that was at 2.5. So there's some numbers for you.
Texter, this is what walking in the Mountaineer Man Trip looks like. Have a great season, Tony. I'm bringing my daughter up for a campus tour from Venice, Florida, coming up on Friday the 24th. Do we have that? There you go, Hop. There's a picture.
Oh, great shot.
That's a great
awesome.
shot. Yeah. So thank you very much, and we hope that your daughter, who's at Venice High, Hop, you got a friend in Venice, Florida, don't you?
I do, John League.
Yeah,
That is a
John League.
great opportunity. That's one of my favorite parts of being around a team is the walk into a stadium or a basketball arena. Hop. That's a neat experience there that GoMart's giving away. Just a couple more days to register.
Nathan from Charleston, South Carolina. Now that the SEC is going to 9 league games, do you think the Alabama series continues or gets canceled?
No.
Dead.
Doesn't
Gone.
continue.
Dead on arrival. See you later. Joey B. in Princeton. Guys, no need to read this text unless you want to, LOL. Just a question. I'm bringing the 3 guys gender reveal baby up next Friday for the food court to meet you guys. I'm wondering if we can effort a 3 guys before the game onesie for him for a picture with y'all. As always, appreciate it. Yeah, remember we did that baby reveal,
Yes.
and now the
Yes.
baby's here, and so they're going to bring us up, and we'll get a picture made with the baby.
That'd be nice.
That was our first and only picture reveal. We retired after that. Of baby reveal, I should say. Logan in Mannington. This week, the week of the State Fair in Lewisburg, my wife and I saw Zach Top. Highlight of my day during the show was the Eat Blank Pit chant going on almost between every song. Love hearing the same love for WVU and hate against Pitt that far down south. I also got the chance started on my birthday during the Nate Smith concert. Can't wait to get Rich Rod back, watch some football. Thanks, guys. This is a good one here. This is going to require pictures and video.
What?
Remember
Video?
Brian was going overseas, and he said he was going to keep up to date with us?
Yeah.
When he was on his way to Peru, he met all those people like at the gate. And
Yeah.
I guess, mean, all that.
Yeah.
He says, Lima, Peru.
Hello!
Hola. Trey Chicos. Really enjoyed the last episode with Ren and the president. Great to hear the two of them, along with the board, are fully aligned on the importance of WVU athletics. I've liked everything I've heard about the president so far, but at the end of the day, the show skyrocketed in my book. As a fellow Orange Theory gym goer, I was fired up to hear that President Benson not only tackled the 2,000-meter row benchmark, he absolutely crushed it. A 6:53, that is seriously impressive. So he must be really good on that rower.
Did you see also? Did Ren tweet out a picture of the president throwing a pass? Was that? Did you see that?
The president put one out.
Oh, the president
Yeah,
put it out.
him throwing a pass.
Looks like pretty good form.
Yeah.
Is he in the quarterback room?
There's enough of them in there. He could probably can't even get any more in there. Sounds like some good news in federal court with the players and their eligibility for this. Okay, now he's eating here in Peru. Check out some of this. For this stop, rate my plate. We've got a lomo saltado, along with ceviche, one of the most iconic and traditional dishes in Peru. Stir-fry marinated beef strips, onions, tomatoes, and peppers. Typically, you watching this, Brad? Served over fries and rice. This particular one had loads of red onions, thinly sliced bell peppers, with a garnish of fresh cilantro. Absolutely fantastic. Now, we normally don't do videos here because the quality doesn't transfer well when you text it in. Check this thing out. This is called a chocolate magic ball. It is a brownie with, watch it, but watch.
Wait and see what it
Just
is.
watch.
Already in.
Watch this. A brownie with vanilla ice cream sealed inside a chocolate sphere. So when you pour it, the warm chocolate sauce is poured over the top. It melts the shell, and then boom, it pops open, and then you got that brownie with vanilla ice cream inside. So you just have a delight.
Is that one scoop of vanilla?
Not sure. Next up,
Brad needs 2 or 3.
deconstructed tiramisu. All the mascarpone cream and soaked cookies are layered in a glass, and an espresso shot is poured through a chocolate topper, melting it as it streams in. Watch this one. The coffee here is absolutely incredible.
Oh, boy.
So I tell you what, they're doing some nice things there in Peru.
Yeah, they are.
Brian's living it up.
Well, hell yeah, Brian is. Yeah. So they poured that espresso shot in there, and that makes it really super nice.
That's like a magic show while you're eating.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, all of a sudden, I went to dinner last night, and Doug Henning showed up.
Doug Henning reference.
One last over-under for the Senator. Friday night at your local Mexican eatery, did you go over-under 27.5 chips before your meal?
Sadly, over.
Brad, Tony, sometimes Hoppy. Real question on the double biscuit debacle is, can you finish a whole big tater in one setting? The big tater, the epicenter of all breakfast combinations at Tudor's. The question is, have you all had a big tater? Can you finish in one setting? Caleb from the edge of the gorge in Fayette County. Long time, no see. We're back.
I have not had one. That's a good question.
Big tater is what we have to add on to that.
That sounds
So
good.
next time you go to Tudor's, figure it out for yourself. Get yourself a big tater.
What is it again? It's
At Tudor's, they have a big tater thing. Whole big tater. Obviously, away from the biscuit, more of a potato entree.
Need to try it.
Last show, 13:55 into the show, with all due respect, Tony, references Morgantown against Parkersburg South. In reality, it's Parkersburg. I'm a Parkersburg grad here. Still dislike South as much as Hoppy dislikes eating out for lunch. We know Hoppy wouldn't have messed that one up, but it's okay. Keep it moving. Love three guys. Yeah, my bad. I said Parkersburg South. It's the Big Reds. It's not Parkersburg South. But I do delight in the fact that whenever you come across Parkersburg people, I always start it with, "Hey, South, are you Big Red?" Ah!
there's that talk about a rivalry.
That's truly
that is a big one.
That might be this. Like a lot of them have dissolved because of consolidation, but that one there, they still don't like each other.
No.
That's like you can talk to older people there and they still
Well, you go talk about Fairmont East and Fairmont West. They used to fight each other on the bridge. Seriously, that's not a joke. I mean, they would fight each other like they'd fight on the bridge. That's kind of dissipated.
So this was Morgantown High against Parkersburg, which is kicking off high school football season. Comes up on Thursday.
Yeah.
We'll have the game.
You have your game, right? That
That's
you
the
doing that game
That's the game, yeah.
on Metro News?
TV.
Metro News TV, okay.
These folks say we're at Rosemary Beach in Florida having dinner. Halfway through, the waitress named Olivia asked where we're from. We say West Virginia. She lights up, says she went to school in Morgantown, swam for WVU. Turns out she was on the team with my cousin's kids, Morgan and Nate Carr.
Of course she was.
Then she says her last name is Heflin. She's Ed Heflin's niece. Who would have thought that? Ed's daughter's been close friends with my wife and I since undergrad at WVU. We were just at a concert with her Thursday. From the Rosemary Beach all the way back to some of our closest West Virginians. Always a West Virginia connection. There they are. They met up there. Yeah. That looks like about $125 a plate restaurant to me. I mean, I don't think you're getting out of there under much less than that. Would you say so, Hop?
Looks
About
like it does.
$1.25. So that's about $1.25 each. Is a place where Kirchhoff would never go.
See, probably wouldn't actually.
Texter, DeVries yard sale, priceless, Hoppy, funny stuff. That was a great line. You've had two great lines the last two shows. You call Westover East Berlin, and you said the DeVries.
Because of the construction, of course.
Only
Yes,
because of
because
the
of
construction,
yes.
and because of Checkpoint Charlie over there.
Yes.
Where you have, if you're trying to get into what?
Where do you think you're going? No, this is not the way to Granville.
I've been keeping your passport. Granville, you gotta go now. You gotta go like to Pennsylvania, circle around to try
Come
to
across a river.
Trying to get to Granville.
Take a ferry to the river. Doug in Bridgeport here. I was planning on retiring more likely. I thought it was played out. In full disclosure, I wasn't a fan of bringing Rich back, but it's football season, best time of the year. How can you not be excited when it comes down to this? Regardless, I'm rooting for the team. Hope they win. I think we scuffle some, going 3-7 or 4-8, but hoping for better. If Rich gets us bowl eligible with 90 transfers, cut the red tape, build him a statue. Also, more likely is what I do. And like with any good football team, everyone, as small as it might be, has to play its part. So here we go. Bob Morris, more likely to happen.
Give Doug credit. He took one of my bits and does it better than I do, puts more time into it than I do. He's done a nice job with this.
It is well done.
Well, you're busy. You're getting ready for that pepper eating contest over
that was
there
a nice
at Buffalo
sports line
Wild
thing we
Wings.
always would do on Thursday nights are more likely.
All right,
When are we
Doug
making
provides some
predictions?
good notes.
Wednesday?
What?
Season predictions.
Oh, I don't know. Prediction show was last night on Sportsline. Could have joined that.
Heard you on 6 and 6. Guy walking this morning, guy near the football stadium walks by me. He said, Brad went 6 and 6. I said, excuse me, sir? He said, Brad went 6 and 6. I said, oh, did he right? Is that right?
Over the win total.
What was the average on the show? Do you know?
7-ish. I think it came up to like 6.99.
I mean, 6 is a 5, 6 is right there. It's 5.5, right there. So you got it, but that one win, that sixth win.
That's why I think that pick game's a huge swing.
So that's
you start out 3-0, you feel pretty good about your over position.
Yeah,
there.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Texter, is it more likely?
Can I ask one thing? Are you including Pitt in that 6?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is it more likely that 3 quarterbacks take snaps in the Robert Morris game or there are 2 or more quarterback rushing touchdowns?
I think there'll be more than 2 quarterback rushing touchdowns.
Really? Wow. Is it more likely that we have 3 sacks against Robert Morris or we have a turnover margin equal to or over +2? He points out improving the turnover margin absolutely necessary this season.
I think it's tough on turnover margin in game 1 when, who knows?
That's a good one.
I'll go 3 sacks. Last one. Is it more likely we've got a 100-yard rusher in the game or a 75-yard receiver?
Both good numbers. Give me a 100-yard rusher.
You say Jaheim goes for 100.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He closes by saying the Bridgeport Indians roll like a big wheel this year. Just ask Parkersburg South or the venerated Spring Mills, our scrimmage partners this year. If you want to see a great game, put your calendar down. October 3, Maryland perennial champ Fort Hill lines up, comes to Wayne Jamison Field. Should be epic. Seth in Clarksburg writes, can't believe the season starts this week. I'm excited even though not much is expected. When Coach Rod was here before, football was exciting. He was great at finding, developing talent. Do you know if the players get any bonus or incentive pay like the pros? Let's say Jaheim White goes for a 30-yard TD run to win a game against Pitt. Could he get a monetary bonus for that? Just curious. Thank you, the Seth in Clarksburg. We've talked about that.
I don't think he
So university-wise, no. There's nothing in their agreements that say, hey, if you score a game-winning touchdown, you get X, Y, and Z. Now, down the road, years to come, who knows if that's in there. However, I mean, I don't understand why you couldn't do that. If you're a social media person that's got a massive following, for example, that's got a big Mountaineer following, like you could get on there after a game and say, hey, Jaheim White, show the dude some love. He had a 30-yard touchdown to beat Pitt. Here's a code that will Venmo him X. There's nothing that can stop that from happening.
There's not?
What would stop that, right, Brad? What would stop that if a fan said that?
I think there's an issue, and I don't remember what it is.
I don't think you can do that.
I think that's what I might have checked on that. That might have gotten in the way of our three guys past the hat at the game plan. Remember, if somebody had a big game, we were going to let's all chip like the announcers. And now, because Jaheim White had 140 yards, when you leave the stadium, drop a few bucks into the bucket.
Instead of for a 50-50 drawing, you would instead just put it to player.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that you can do that, but I mean, I have no idea what the rules are.
We'll look into that.
I mean,
I don't know if there are rules,
you know what?
and I don't know what they are.
Here's the rule. Sometimes you can do it. Sometimes you can't.
That's true.
Mike from Gilbert, by way of Dallas, I'd like to know what you three think of over-under wins, how many it will take before all of the Rich Rod haters get back on board. Thanks, let's go. 3. You win the first 3, everyone who's on the fence jumps back over on the fence. 3. Texter, I had no idea that Nate Adrian lived his first few years in Fort Ashby. They should claim him, hang a banner, but I'm glad he ended up transferring to Morgantown because he would have played for Frankfurt, also known as the Pit of Mineral County.
Ouch.
David Kaiser.
You know what? That old Kaiser-Frankfurt rivalry.
Yeah.
Frankfurt with a world championship last year.
That's right.
High school football.
That
good.
also tells you that
big.
that gentleman, Dave.
Oh, they were big. I did that game. I lined up.
Dave,
These guys.
like he must have gone back because we haven't had Nate Adrian on in a long time, so he just must have been like, what do you call that? Like just going back and listening to old episodes.
Where is Nate now? He's here, right?
Yeah, I was over at Deep Creek working at boat place.
Got a business over there in Deep Creek.
Marine World and Game
We haven't
Farm.
seen him all
He and
summer.
his brother.
Yeah. We saw him at the event. Oh, were you not there? Oh. He was at Stonewall.
Well, I wasn't there.
Really? I didn't know.
You didn't notice?
That's why Nate was there.
Well, look, if I wasn't there, but Nate was, it's like 3 guys. I mean, he and I are interchangeable.
Jasper Floyd went with us too, so we were okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jasper. was
Really?
good. Oh, yeah.
Oh, awesome.
3 Guys Before the Game is brought to us by Jan Dills, attorneys at law. They won't take no for an answer. When it comes to VA benefits, they are experts in the field. Military benefits as well. If you or someone that you know needs help in that world, Social Security benefit claims, military veteran benefit claims, contact them because they do it every single day. They do it literally around this country, 50 states. They're in all 50 states, but they're based here in West Virginia. And so if you need help, that is their area. They guide you through what is a bureaucratic, long, winding road, and they do not take a single penny unless you receive money. Visit Jan Dills, attorneys at law. They will not take no for an answer. Jan's a huge football fan.
Is she?
Oh, yeah. She likes football. Texter, this is good because it takes a shot at Hoppy. I scored 3 loaves of the Grateful Bread sourdough last week, not telling Hoppy where I got it. I ate 1, froze 2, all 3 fantastic. As Tony has always said, it's the bread that makes a sandwich. Had it the first night with pasta. Excellent. Next day, grilled cheese. Munster, sharp cheddar, and white American. Absolutely the best grilled cheese I've ever had.
Well, obviously his papers were in order, and he could get through Checkpoint Charlie over there to get the bread.
Yeah. Oh, I just saw this line too. You don't have to read this on the air.
Oh.
By the way, you can order that bread at episode800.com, and you can pick it up at the food court this weekend. You want to turn your mic on?
Why'd you turn me off? Pick it up Saturday.
Food court presented by our folks at Clear Mountain Bank. Nice to have those guys with us.
Great to have him on board.
Yeah. This is a good one. I work at Ruby. Last week, 2 days in a row, I'm going into work. I noticed a goat walking along the sidewalk in a weighted vest. Just so happened that I'm in the middle of framing jerseys for the man cave I have. Currently working on the one this particular goat donned in the Professional Pigskin League. I got the idea to bring the jersey with me, and if by chance I see him walking, I'm going to ask him to sign it. Well, today was that day. I felt really bad interrupting his workout, but he was very gracious, and he signed it for me.
The goat.
There it was. He said, there's Pat White signed his Miami Dolphins jersey. I was face to face with the man that provided me with the 4 best years of my sports fandom life. It felt surreal. I heard you talk about him walking around the stadium on the pod last week, and the senator mentioned getting autographs. I just wanted to get ahead of this and say I had the idea before that was mentioned, and I don't condone interrupting his workout. P.S. You guys have Ren's ear. Tell him to hang 5 in the banners. That's a sacred number. It needs to be associated with one name and one name only. #retire5.
Hey, speaking of which, I see you guys have come out with the Hall of Fame class.
Yes. Yeah,
And Pat McAfee going in.
he is.
Congratulations to Pat. The whole class.
Yeah.
How about, so you get 2 of the all-time great characters with Kurlav and Pat
Oh,
going
yeah,
in.
Kurlav, outstanding.
And then, Tony, I said, and I'm sure you echo this sentiment, I was thrilled to see Pat and Coach Stu going in at the same time. As big a fan as Stu was of Pat and Pat as of Stu, and how close Pat remained to Blaine. I thought that was a nice touch, nice tie that Stu and Pat going together.
I saw someone, after it came out, kind of criticize how Pat McAfee got in. Thinking, well, he got in there because of his stardom. Well, there's this gentleman, I saw it on the Twitter, named Greg Harvey, does stat stuff. Here's why Pat McAfee deserves to be in the WVU Hall of Fame, if for nothing else. Since 1996, only one FCS football player has recorded a 40-yard punt average with a minimum of 100 punts, 350 or more kicking points, and a 60% field goal percentage on 50-yard attempts in their college career. Name, Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Had a great career.
He did have a great career.
And he's famous, so you go Hall of Fame. I forgot, when he was a little dude, he was in punt, pass, and kick. Did you ever see that video?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, when he gets booed.
Yeah, when he gets booed.
He
Because
gets
he's wearing a Steelers jersey.
Yeah.
It was in Indianapolis.
Indy or something.
Yeah, it was in
Which is
Indy, and they
ironic.
booed him.
No, it certainly deserves. Kurlav, happy for him.
Yeah.
All the again, worthy as it is every year, but those 4 particular football players, including Darryl Whitmore, was neat. But
Yeah.
Pat and Stu going in was the highlight for me.
And Darryl Whitmore, a two-sport star.
Two-sport, yeah. I mean, football, baseball, and he went to the majors in baseball and was an All-American in football. So I'm
He
thrilled.
was a pretty good player.
He was really good. Good kid.
Where's he?
Whew, for some reason, I want to say like he was in Indiana. He was a minor league coach for a long time. I don't know what he's doing. I haven't. I'm thrilled that he's in. I can't see him. I haven't seen him.
I'm gonna do the Google real quick. Go ahead.
I don't know if Pat will come in for the ceremony because of College Game Day. It's the Utah weekend. I doubt much that he will, but I'd probably videotape something in. But Kurlav at the podium.
Who's running the delay on that?
Yeah, Kurlav at the podium
That'll
will
be fun.
be really, really good. So 6-person class, and that's the morning or the afternoon, whatever the game time turns out to be for Utah, that'll be happening. So we got that going for us, which is kind of nice, I think.
Our last start of the week show that's not a game review for 3 months.
Yeah.
Mark it down.
Is that right?
Here we go. Let's go.
You guys, yeah, this is pretty wild. I'm anxiously looking forward to see what happens here.
What?
I mean, you know what's supposed to happen. Like, you're supposed to just kind of go through a first year, and you don't know. I mean, like, so many things we have to see. Can this team run the ball? between the tackles. If you can, then game on. If you struggle doing that, then it's going to take creativity to move the ball.
Can you protect the ball? Can you not turn the ball over? Can you get some takeaways? Can you get pressure on the quarterback? Can the defensive backs look improved?
Go on.
There's a million questions. I think that's what's fun. Just makes it fun.
And we always say, well, wait till you start to see some games in, you'll know. And how many seasons have we seen where you're 6, 7, 8 games in and you say, we're still not sure. We're still not sure if they can run the ball. So you just don't know. But that's part of the fun of sport. If you knew, you wouldn't go. If you knew, you wouldn't pay attention.
Correct.
So let's see. Let's find out. By the way, you want to feel old? Daryl Whitmore's 56.
Get out of town.
56.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Whit is 56 years old.
Yeah.
I remember as a baby, Front Royal, Virginia, where he's from.
Yeah, it's Front Royal.
56 years old.
Yeah.
Doggone.
You know what's happening, Tony.
Yeah, I know. Time doesn't stop. Time doesn't stop. You know, speaking of time, we're going to be at Buffalo Wild Wings 6 till 8 on Wednesday. Doesn't cost you a penny to get in. Come on in. We'll just have a big old fun time. Plus, no one will enter the Blazing Challenge to try to eat those Carolina Reaper Ghost Scorpion wings. 10 knockout wings in 5 minutes. Can you do it and get your picture made on the wall?
Keep elephants away.
Plus, you get all kind of stuff. We'll win stuff. And then the food court Friday, 3 until 9, Saturday, 9:30 to 1-ish. Rev Kev Barbecue. Order your pans if you want to pick one up on game day at thesourcewv.org. That's thesourcewv.org. If you don't know what the source is, then if you go to the website, it'll explain it to you, and you'll see why we're like really super big fans of that. All right, so we're back Wednesday to preview.
Mm-hmm. I'm not doing anything.
Show comes out Thursday, though. Right?
He keeps saying Wednesday. You want me to put it out Wednesday or Thursday?
Probably Thursday. Consistency.
Yeah, I was going to do that, but he kept saying Wednesday, and he took the secret out of the bag. That's what he does all the time. He jumps ahead of stuff, and that's exactly what he does all the time. Over promises, then he under delivers.
Hey, looking forward to Wednesday night.
Yeah, we'll be there. Can't wait to have you.
Yeah.
6 to 8.
6
Buffalo
to 8.
Wild Wings on 705.
Yeah, blazing hot. Three Guys brought to us by Gomart. Get yourself a Gomart rewards card. Go to Gomart.com for details and run in there in the next couple of days and enter in for the Mountaineer Man Trip. Just hit the QR code inside the store and you can register.
Hurry.
Lou Wendell Marine Sales in St. Albans. They sell family fun. Visit LouWendellMarineSales.com. By Tudor's Biscuit World. Start your day the homemade way. Check out those 3 wonderful new barbecue sauces. Comax Business Systems, keeping West Virginia's business data safe, secure, and efficient for 25 years. And they are basically the H2O kings of the Mountain State. Those water machines are awesome. Can't drink enough. And Jan Dill's attorneys at law, they won't take no for an answer. You know, Jan Dill's kind of like that story I told you about that lion in YouTube. like he told that dog, like, no, we'd take no for an answer here. It's going to be no. And you're going to get it.
And what did the male lion say? Is it? What did he say?
I don't know. What did he say?
No,
Is that right?
He said, oh, is that right? Is that right, dog? Come here, wild dog. Got a bunch of brown hair, a little black spot on there. Come here a little bit. I'm going to line up. I'm going to absolutely throw you around like a rag doll. Stupid dogs. What are those dogs doing out there anyway? Three Guys brought to you by Conley CPA Group, providing value beyond
part of the beautiful chain that is
numbers.
nature, cycle of life.
Circle of life.
Cycle.
Yeah. I love
By the
that.
way, speaking of Circle of Life, I'd like one of those big taters right now from Tudor's. You want to head over there? Can we head over there?
Yeah.
By the way, Tony, the hyenas are always the bad guys
I know.
in those shows.
I know they are. Because they're always talking. I see you.